This is Renshi Darby, and this is part 2 of our Nunchaku lesson for basic Nunchaku. And keep in mind that this is basic Nunchaku. You've already seen part 1, I hope, where I explained to you the pronunciation and what it means and all that. We started with strikes, the very basic strikes, because that's the purpose of a weapon. A weapon is an offensive instrument. Karate itself, empty hand, is a defensive ideal. When we advance up to Kabuto, weapons training, now we're progressively getting more and more offensive or aggressive with our training. The Nunchaku are the third of the weapons in the Kabuto training for Mojikai, beginning with Bo and then Tonfa and then Nunchaku. As you notice, and on the wall of our dojo, we have, starting from the left, hanging on the wall above the front wall of the mirrors, is Bo, Nunchaku, Bo, Tonfa, Nunchaku, Sai, Kama, Shinai, and Katana. And what you're doing is you're displaying all the way from the most defensive weapon all the way through to the most aggressive or offensive weapon. That is a naturalistic way of progressing in your training. Okay? Now, like I said, we did the strikes, basic strikes, in part 1 of the Nunchaku lesson, and this is going to be blocks, part 2, and we will, if time allows, add in some alternative striking. Notice that I'm wearing the Nunchaku in the proper fashion, with the face or the top of the Nunchaku in the center of the body, and the base in the hip at the left, not off to the side this way. This is incorrect. All right. All right, from Yoi. Basic block. Basic block number 1. Rotate down. What you're doing is you're creating momentum so that you can snap up. Notice the angle. You don't want to be flat. You want a little bit of a push up this way. Okay? This is basic block number 1. Okay? You can get into it an upper block basically. We rotate down. Look where the cord of the Nunchaku comes, and we always use cord nunchucks, not chains. Okay, as they come down, now I'm blocking the whole of my body as I come up, and I want to snap some at the top. Remember that I told you in part 1, that's why we put the tape around the top, is to protect it from snapping the wood when we do this. Okay, so this is one way of doing the upper block. Okay, you can come from this position and then just use your hips here, push. But notice I'm coming again from, look where my hands are at down by my belt, up. Okay, so this is one style. This is basic upper block. Okay, now we can't basic upper block off to the side unless we change our stance. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a twist motion. If I'm going to block on my right, what's going to happen is my left hand is going to cross under my right elbow, and my right hand is going to cross over my left wrist here. And then I'm going to come into this position here. And you can see that this is an upper block. But at the same time, it's a soto uke as well, an outside block here. So the left hand's doing a soto uke, outside block, and the right hand's doing jodan uke. So you're doing 2 blocks at once, blocking out, blocking up. And if you do it right, you're also doing Mbi uke, blocking with the elbow here. So, block. And now this is an upper block on the right hand side. Okay? Think about all 3 of those blocks at one time. Don't just use your right hand and go strong up. Okay? You also have to go strong out and strong with the elbow. This way. Okay? Switching to the left side. It's going to do exactly the opposite. Now, my left hand is going to go over my right wrist, and my left hand is going to come underneath my left elbow, this way. So it looks like this. Strong up, strong back, and strong Mbi. Okay, again, on the left side. Now, just like I showed you in doing the strikes, on the first part, look at where my hand position is at on my catching hand, or my bottom hand. I'm not going to be down this way. If I'm down this way, what kind of upper block am I doing right here? Nothing is blocked up here. So I want to make sure that I'm up high, looking through this way. Okay? Now, that I have shown you that from the sides, we're going to do a drill. Okay, I want you to follow along with the drill. Okay, left hand's going to come under the right elbow, block. Now look to your right. Are you looking through a box here? Okay, elbow bent here, nunchaku left side back here, and the top nunchaku with the right hand is up high. Okay, if you have a mirror like we have here, you can look and see if everything is blocked, including the top of your head, the crown. All right, so we're going to do this drill. Snap, look and see, make sure you're clear, check. Okay, once you get used to this position, this hand being up high underneath your arm, just go back and forth, drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, until finally you can, with speed and accuracy. Okay, so that's a good drill for doing those types of blocks. Okay, now, lower block, all right, same thing from here. You're going to circle, see how my nunchaku cross. This is so that I can get power snapping down. Okay, can you see on the video? So from here, cross, blocking down. Notice how I'm blocking in here with the nunchucks, and then snap. Okay, this is also, if someone's jabbing a punch at you, catching and down. Okay, 1, snap. All right. Now, those are your basic forward blocks and blocks to the side. There are other blocks and more intermediate blocks from a kokutsudachi, and this will really be a yushido uke or back block. This will be the second back block you've seen probably. You've probably seen some doing basic bow work. If someone's coming from your back side, all you're going to do is you're going to do your left hand in a jodan uke, upper block, and your right hand's going to come geidan uke. So what you wind up with, jodan uke, geidan uke, and watch the nunchucks. Okay, see, this is a whole block, ushido uke. All right, again the other side, and you wind up with this whole long block. You can't complete your lower block because you're not letting go of the nunchaku. Okay, if you have to though, and you go to block to the side here, if the attack changes and comes to a low attack, you can push down this way, catching from the bottom. All right, this would adjust your upper block down, and your lower block will be complete. So you can transition this way. Okay, and then from this side up, and then transition to a lower attack. Okay, so those are some of your intermediate techniques, or not intermediate, basic techniques with the nunchaku, learning the blocks that follow in after behind the strikes. Whoosh.